there. So I've completed crocheting most of my dinosaur. Isn't he so cute? And at this point, I know what you're thinking. He doesn't really look too much like a dinosaur. I think he's adorable because I can see what he's going to be, but I don't blame you if you just think he's a tangled mess of like blah. One downside to using the technique where you do the increases in the piece is that it just gets all tangly and he doesn't look exactly right until you stuff him. So this is where the magic happens, my friends. So here I have my stuffing. Now when you're stuffing a large piece like this, think about the shape you want it to be when it's finished, okay? So the first thing I'm going to target is the tail because it's the furthest away from my opening. And you can see I've put the instructions to stop when there are 24 stitches. That's because if it gets much smaller than that, you can't really fit your hand in. And if you have a larger hand than me or just want some extra room, feel free to stop to stuff around before. There's no magic number about how to when to stuff it, and I will tell you in the next video how to make sure that the top of the head stays nice and round, because you're going to be crocheting a few more rounds before you close it up completely. So there we go, we have a bit in the tail. Now with crochet, you want to stuff it firmly, but not too firmly. So if you sew stuffed animals, you can stuff it until the cows come home. That is a woven fabric. If you're, well, I mean, usually you're making stuffed animals with a woven fabric, and that is, doesn't stretch terribly much. These guys are completely different. If you overstuff, it's going to stretch. See, even though I'm using a G hook and I've made really nice tight stitches, but if you stretch it, it's gonna stretch. That's just what knitted / crocheted fabric is like. So you don't want to overstuff, but you do want to make sure that it's plump. So what I've done is I've taken a really big ball. I've taken as much as I think will fit through his little neck, and I'm putting it into his body. I like to try and get the ball to be one clump. I don't like to just shove in a tiny bit, because then you'll get a lumpy appearance. Here we have this nice big ball that fills out our dinosaur. I think that's really good. I could have gone for a slightly bigger ball, but I think this is just fine. And look at that tail, and see how before he had all these kinks in him, now he's totally fine. There's nothing weird going on. There's this tiny little bit. That's where we did all of those, that's where we made this part. Maybe I should have gone under both loops there. It's at his tushy. You're not going to see it. If it really bothers you, you can take the stuffing back out, take a length of the same colored yarn, and stitch it together a bit there. It doesn't bother me. It might bother some people. It doesn't bother me. Okay, here we go. So now we're at the neck. Now the neck is where you'll need to be careful because you don't want to overstuff the neck. So it is possible to shove in so much stuffing that the neck seems like it's the same size as his body. And it's not, right? We did decreases to make this neck shape. So you want to preserve the neck shape, and that's by putting in a little bit of stuffing and not making it bulge out. The other thing you want to make sure to do, you couldn't see, let's pretend we had x-ray vision. I shoved some stuffing down to about here. Okay, so you have one big ball here. What you don't want is a big ball here and a ball here, because there's going to be, that would be a weak point if the stuffing didn't connect up. So I take my fingers, you could use your hook, you could use a chopstick, to make sure that the stuffing kind of mingles here, so you have a smooth continuation of stuffing, so that you don't get a really weak point where his head's just going to fall over. All right, now we're doing good, here's his little snout. Before I get too into stuffing his upper face, I'm gonna squash this down. We want to put in his eyes. And you want there to be a little stuffing so you can get how his eye position goes, but you don't want the stuffing to get in the way of your eyeballs. So you have a lot of good choices here. These are the 16mm round eyes. I think they're super adorable. Let's just try popping those in. So this is what you'd want for a little silly dino look. Oh, I think he's just adorable. Hello! What? You looking at me? I think that's really cute. And these, I don't know if I've told you about this before. So these are really cool because on the back, so on a normal eye, it can rotate and it doesn't make any difference to us. On these ones, because the eye is in the pupil is in a very specific position, the backs of these have grippers so that when you put it on, it does lock. So if you want him to be cross-eyed or wall-eyed or googly-eyed, it will stay in position once you clamp the washer on because of these little prongs on the back. So that's really cool. I'm going to go with an 18mm black eye for this guy. And lower and more to the side is sort of more cutesy. Let's pop this in. Oh, what a cutie he is. He's like, oh, hello. Oh, hello, what are you doing? Okay. And we would put that in, or actually, well, I haven't decided. I'm gonna play with a couple different eyes. I might go down to the 15mm, the 12mm, try them out. I think I might end up placing them a teensy bit higher. And when I write up the final pattern direction, I tell you which round to attach these to for the best look. But in any case, you're gonna put them on. I do like these, there you go. Okay, and then you're going to take a small bit and put it in, well, you'll press on the washer, which I'm not gonna do right now because I'm not 100% committed. And then you're going to take a little piece of stuffing and put it in his snout. Now again, this is where you have an opportunity to do a little shaping that may not have happened in the crocheting. So see, when I put the stuffing in the snout, it rounds out his snout a little bit. And that is just a super cute shape for a snout. So go ahead and do your stuffing, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to make my decision about the eyes, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to do the final rounds of crocheting without letting the stuffing get in your way.